Hi guys, we're here looking at Unit 3-4 Excel, which deals with percent change. And then we're going to be looking at the 3-5 Excel as well, that deals with percent change as it relates to markup and markdown, specifically like on sale items and money items being marked up at a cost. Okay, so we're going to walk through each of these Excels. We'll start with 3-4. Okay, so 3-4 starts off, number one, if the original quantity is 10 and the new quantity is 12, what is the percent increase? So as you can see, we're going to be working in our normal, blank over something over 100. Okay, they want to know what the percent increase is. So if our original quantity is 10, that's the old value. Our new quantity is 12. Obviously, that's the new value, right? So once we've done that, we're just going to need to cross multiply and divide 12 times 100 divided by 10, and that gives us 120%. Okay. However, if we just plug that in, it's going to be wrong. Okay, if I go right here and I plug in 120%, it says no, you need to figure out what the percent increase is. Okay, and don't forget, a percent increase is how far from 100 your solution is. Okay, 12 is 120% of 10, but they don't want to know that. They want to know how much it has increased. Okay, and so we have to figure out how far this number is from 100. So 120 is obviously 20% from 100. Okay, so that is number one. Okay. Number two says, same idea. Original quantity is 8, new quantity is 2. What is the percent decrease? Okay, so this is basically the same problem, except we're dealing with a decrease instead of an increase. So we set up our problem much in the same way. Original quantity, that's the old. And new quantity, that's the new, of course. So we have 2 there. So we cross multiply and divide, just like we have been. 2 times 100 divided by 8, we get 25%. Okay, and again, if we plug in 25% here, it's going to be wrong, because they don't want what percent of 8 is equal to 2. They want to know how much it has decreased from 8. So with a decrease, as we see here, you're going to have to figure out how far your percentage is from 100, just like when you did an increase. With an increase, it's easy, because it's just the number that is in front of the 100. But here, we're going to have to figure out how far 25 is from 100. So in order to do that, we need to take 100 and subtract 25 from it. And we get that it's a 75% decrease. Okay, because 25 is 75% below 100. Okay, so that is number 2. And again, the thing I love about these videos is the fact that you can just pause and work through them. Okay, so I can go at any speed I need to here. Okay, it says at noon, before I even start, guys, I'm literally just going to start writing these out before I even start. Okay, it says at noon, a tank contained 5 centimeters of water. After several hours, it contained 4 centimeters of water. What is the percent decrease of water in the tank? Okay, so the old value right here, okay, at noon. And then after several hours, it decreased to 4. So we need to figure this out. Okay, 4 times 100 divided by 5, we get 80. And once more, if we just plug this number straight in, we get a wrong answer. Okay. And that's because they want, again, the percent decrease. So when we're talking about increases and decreases, remember, it's just the change from 100, how far our number is from 100. So 80%, we take 100% and we subtract 80. And we see that 80% is 20% from 100. So that is our solution. It has decreased 20%. Okay, remember, percentage change is just figuring out how far they are from 100. Okay, moving on to number 4. I'm going to write this before I even read anything. I'm going to draw myself up. Okay. Craig likes to collect records. Last year, he had 12 records in his collection. Last year, 12. Now, he has 15 records. What is the percent increase? Okay, your old value is last year, 12. And your new value is this year, 15. Okay, once we're there, 15 times 100, 1,500. Divided by 12, we get 125. Okay, and as with our other problems, if I plug 125 in here, it's going to be wrong, because they don't want just the percentage that you're outputting. They want percent increase. So again, we have to see when we deal with percent increase and decrease how far my solution is from 100. So in this instance, 125 is simply 25% from 100. Okay. Number 5. Number 5 says the savings account increases from 150 to 153. What is the percent increase in the savings account? So it goes from 150 up to 153. So your old amount was 150 and your new amount is 153. And they want to know what the percent increase is here. So if we take our percent 153 and we multiply it by 100, our number 153, and then we divide it by 150, we see that our new answer is 102. And again, if we plug 102 in here, we're going to get a wrong answer because they don't care what the percentage of the old number was. They want to know how much it's increased. And remember when we deal with increases and decreases, we just want to know how far from 100 it is. So 102 is 2 or 0.2% from 100. Okay. So again, we're solving these problems in exactly the way we have been, old and new, and finding our percents, just like we did in Unit 3-3, except we're taking that additional step where we're seeing where the number is as it relates to 100%. Okay. So building on that, okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to 3-5. 3-5 does exactly the same thing, except they're giving you more specifics in dealing with money. Okay, on number 1, for instance, it says that a $250 suit is marked down by 20%. Find the sale price. Okay, so if the original cost of the item is $250, that's our old value, and they're looking for the sale price, the new value. Okay, they want to know what this is right here. And they're saying it's marked down by 20%. We need to figure out if we start at 100%, the original cost of the item, and we go down 20%, where do we end up? Okay, and so we take 100 and we go down 20, we take 20 away from it, and we end up at 80%. So we're trying to find out if an item is marked down 20%, you pay 80% of the item. Okay, once we're here, we can cross multiply and divide 80 times 250 divided by 100, and we get that the new item costs $200. Okay. So the item is on sale, and we check to make sure. It says round to the nearest dollar as needed. We don't need to round here. We see that it's a nice whole number. Okay, and we get $200. And the sale price is this. It didn't ask me how much was off the item. If it had said how much do they save, how much do people save by buying it on sale, we can see what the difference between the original price and the sale price was, and we could have put in $50. But they didn't ask for that. They want the sale price. Okay. So number 2. Okay, and I'm going to plug this in as usual. It says a store is instructed by corporate headquarters to put a markup of 11% on all items. An item costing $18, that's the original cost of the item, is displayed by the store manager at a selling price of $2 for some reason. Okay. You notice that the selling price is incorrect. Find the correct selling price. What was the manager's error? Okay, so if it's a markup of 11%, we know that we have to go up 11% from 100. So we start at 100, we add 11 to it, and we get 111. So then we have to cross multiply and divide here to figure out what the new cost was. So we get $19.98, but notice, round to the nearest dollar. Okay, so we have $19.99. I'm going to round that up to $20. So that should be the correct sale price. Okay, now you'll notice, oops. You'll notice that when we solved it, this was $20. Okay, you notice it's been marked up $2. They had it sold for $2. Okay, so most likely the error is that the manager set the selling price at the markup price. Okay, you'll notice he sold it for $2. Well, he should have added $2 to the original cost. Okay, oops, we'll go ahead and check that. And that is the case. Okay. All right, number 3. So it says a department store, and before we do this, I'm going to draw this in here. Okay. It says a department store buys 100 shirts at a cost of $1,600 a piece and sells them at a selling price of $20 each. What is the markup? So the new sale price is $20, but we don't know how much each shirt costs. So we're going to have to divide to figure that out. We're going to have to find a unit rate here. 1,600 divided by 100 shirts tells us that the original cost of each shirt was $16. So once we're here, we can go ahead and cross multiply and divide. We can take 20 times 100, and we can divide by 16. And it shows us that the markup, okay, our percent is 125. But remember, when we want a markup, all they're asking for is percent change. So we see how far is 125 from 100? We see that it's 25% higher. Okay, so your markup is 25%. This step right here, finding the unit rate, okay, you can also find this one if you chose instead to figure out what their cost was if they sold all the shirts. Okay, if they paid $1,600 for all the shirts and they sold all 100 shirts for $20, so 100 shirts times $20, they would get $2,000. Okay, if we cross multiply and divide this, we get the same thing. We get 125, which tells us again our markup is 25%. Okay, all right. Number 4. Okay. Oops. Okay. Now on this one, I'm going to have to draw 2 or 3 of these here because let's deal with the first part first. Okay. It says that a washing machine Joanne can't decide between 2 washing machines. The selling price of each of them originally is $480. Okay. The first is marked down by 30%. It says that the second is marked down by 10 and then an additional 20% off of that. Find the sale price of each washing machine. Okay. So let's find the first washing machine first. So it's $480 and it's marked down by 30%. So again, when we talk about markdown, that's a percent change. They want to know not 30% of the item. They don't want to know how much the markdown was. They want to know what the remaining amount of the item is after it's been marked down. So we need to take 100 and we need to take 30% away. Okay, we take that 100%, we subtract 30%, and we're left with 70%. Okay, so we're going to find 70% of this. 70 times 480 divided by 100. So the first washing machine sells for $336. Okay, $336. Okay, now they want to know what the second washing machine is going to be. Okay, and so the second washing machine is also $480. 80, not 86. Okay, however, it's being marked down multiple times. We're going to have to do 2 steps here. Okay, so it's marked down by 10%. So just like we did with the 100, we need to figure out what's 10% below 100. So we take 100 and we subtract 10 and we see 90%. So we come back here and we need to find 90% of 480. Okay, once we've done that, drag this over, 480 times 90 divided by 100, it gives us $432. Okay, the item is then marked down an additional 20%. Okay, so now 432 becomes our old price because we're marking the item down again. Okay, and so we're marking it down 20%. So we need to figure out, as we did before, what's 20% off. So we take 100%, we subtract that 20% off, and we get that it's 80%. So we're finding 80% of this second piece. Okay, so we're taking 432 and multiplying it by 80 and then dividing by 100. And we see that the new cost of the item is, it says to round to the nearest dollar. Okay, so it would be $345, but I'm going to round up, $346. So $346. Okay. Now we notice both of them had 30% total taken off, but our numbers are different. Okay, why does that happen? Well, the first one is because we took 30% off of 480. The second one is 10% came off of 40, and then 20% came off of 432. So that's where we're losing our value, right here. Okay, we didn't get 30% off of 480. We only got 10% off 480 and then 30%. So if you ever see a sale where it's marked down one big chunk, or it's a sale item marked down a second small chunk, always take the biggest chunk. Okay, take where you're getting your value from initially. Okay, all right, let's look at our last one here. This one is just going to be a single again. Okay, says that a store used a 40% markup for all of the shoes it sells. What would be the selling price for a pair of shoes at a wholesale cost of $71? So if they pay $71 for it and it's being marked up, right? So if it's a mark up, it's got to be a number above 100. So we take 100 and we add 40 to it, and we have 140% right there. Okay, once we do that, $71 times 140 divided by 100 be $99.40. And again, we round to the nearest cent this time. So we get $99.40. Okay, I don't believe you need to put that 0 in there. You could put 99.4, I think, and they still take it. Okay, or you can put 99.40 because it's money. Okay, so again, just paying attention to what a markup and what a markdown is, and understanding that a markup is a number added to 100 and a markdown is a number subtracted from 100. Okay, both of these XLs, I felt having them in one video was pertinent because I think they're both very similar. You're handling them much in the same way. You know, your group level 5, your 3-5 stuff is just very similar to what you have in 3-4. Okay, so hopefully that is helpful. Hopefully you guys can get all your XLs done on the due date here on Sunday, and I'll see you guys at your review on Monday.